In the Shipwrecked expansion for Don't Starve, if you look hard enough around the map, you'll find a tiny little island with a big old feature on it. A blessing and a curse, a one-armed bandit, and this big feature will be the heart of our base in this playthrough. We are going to find out, how long can we survive whilst living on the Slot Island? This video will be a bit like the other Shipwrecked video, courtesy of the Island Adventure mod of course, check the description for the link. Tig and I, in Don't Starve Together, will try to survive a whole year and do whatever we can in this tropical paradise whilst restricting all base structures to the Slot Island. The island itself is tiny, so it will be a bit cramped, but the main reason we want to live there is with this insanity spewing, pocket emptying, loot giving, monster spawning fiend that inhabits it. Think of this video like our other Can You Survive videos, except we're allowed to leave and experience the rest of the game. As much as we'd totally love to survive only on this island, it's just not feasible and would become a slog. Plus it would just end up like our other videos. So, sit back, grab a fruit medley and enjoy our cramped, problematic adventure. So, what's the character picks? I wanted to try someone new, like I do in all my videos, so I went with someone completely fresh to me. Willow. I have literally never even touched this character, pre and post rework. My idea was a character with good sanity control since the slots will drain our sanity as long as we're near it and whenever we play on it. Tig, by the way, welcome back Tig, missed you, went with Wigfrid. A pretty simple choice. Tig was bored of being the stay-at-home farmer and decided a path of violence. Wigfrid would be great since there's never a short supply of things to kill in Shipwrecked. Helmets and spears are always welcome too. With our characters locked in, the rules were simple. After spawning in, I'll teleport to and from the Slot Island to reveal it on my map. Then, the only base structures we can build are allowed on or around the sea of that island. The only exception to this rule are things like sea labs, shipyards, tar pumps, and campfires. Basically, if it's something you usually build in your base, it has to be on the island. Standard world generation settings like always, and the usual mods. Let's once again see how we did. I used the same sea joke again. You know, repetition is the true base of comedy. After revealing the location of our future base, it's going to be tiny, we got our usual prep down. Grass, twigs, flint. I'm going to have to stop mentioning this every single video because they're all going to start like this. But unlike regular DST, I had to hack some vines and bamboo, struggle with snakes falling from the trees before we could set sail on day 2 to make our way towards the island. Thanks to the rules, we're also not allowed to build science machines until we arrive there, so it's best we get there sooner rather than later. I did end up making a thatch pack, which is like a starter backpack in Shipwreck, to make up for the fact you can't get gold and therefore science machines that early. On the way there, we did stop by a couple of islands grabbing rocks and the occasional gold nugget to help get ourselves properly situated when we arrive. It was quite fortunate we found gold as early as we did, because gold is typically a lot rarer in Shipwreck than it is in vanilla. It was at this point I discovered that you can cook items in your inventory with your lighter as Willow. Incredibly useful for turning these typically inedible things like seaweed and limpets into something tasty. A massive use for us with our base restriction in mind. Sailing throughout the night, we arrived at our new home. It's tiny. Like, calling it cozy would be an understatement. Oh well, I always wanted my own little island paradise, so this will have to do. Especially one with this bad boy on it. It can give you so many different things in exchange for doubloons. Some good, some terrible. Its downside is it has a massive sanity drain of... I got no idea actually. Basically, it drains more sanity the more times you use it, I think. Ah well, that's never stopped me before. Let's have a couple of spins. Oh goddammit. Oh no.
Thank God.
Hey. Yeah, we got absolute rubbish. That was to be expected. I set up the science machine so we could make shovels, backpacks, and eventually better boats. These log rafts were a death sentence in their current state, so on day 4 I set out to find some trees. Sadly, the island was really far away from actual good islands, but whatever, we can always introduce trees here eventually. Tig came across the volcano whilst exploring. Trust me, they did, sorry for no footage. Which will be incredibly useful for getting obsidian gear. We'll need gunpowder for that though. I did come across a good island eventually, with stone piles and trees. Just what I needed. These volcanic creatures are a great source of sanity for Willow too, since, in case you forgot, Willow does get sanity from anything on fire or fire related. But I ain't living here, am I? I'm living in a significantly less convenient place. I was chopping these old mangrove trees to get a nice supply of logs and sticks. They're like twiggy trees before twiggy trees. They also regrow, somehow. Using that wood, I made myself an actual rowboat. A speed upgrade I was dying to have. I set off with my fancy new boat on the lookout for bamboo and vines to bring closer back to the base. I already moved some twig saplings there, but having a nice supply of bamboo and vines right at home will be very useful. Sure, it might take up more space, but don't worry about that. First crocodile attack. These doofy little cuties are easy as pie to deal with. I still wish I could befriend them. The fact that they can be stun locked means that you can take them out with any weapon, especially this early in the game. I came across a sight and a half to say the least worth of skeletons on day 7. Don't know what happened here. Maybe I don't want to know either way. I'm getting out here, so I quickly arrived back at home to plant all the new things I got. Also, I got a cool pirate hat. Apparently it increases your map reveal radius when on a boat. Nifty. Also got a couple of trees down, but it feels like these jungle trees take forever to grow, so nothing we can use just yet, so it's back to the mangrove. Tid came back home from doing something, so we celebrated our survival by doing a couple more cheeky spins. The first spin gave us some evil flowers, as if the insanity aura from the machine wasn't bad enough. Fantastic! We also got some figs, which showcases the unique loot pools that Island Adventures adds to the slot machine and buried treasure. But the spin we care about the most is this one.
Oh, money.
Yes!
Oh.
Now we can get obsidian! 5 gunpowder. We can use this to blow open some obsidian boulders on the volcano for that really early access to some obsidian gear. The alchemy engine was down on the dawn of day 9 as well as our crockpot. Food situation could be a little bit better, but with my lighter and some decent luck scavenging, I was barely pulling through. For now. We won't have access to fridges until a little bit later, so we gotta take what we got for now. Whilst I was putting down some wooden flooring, I know, excellent time and resource management, Ash, Tig discovered something magical.
Yeah, true.
So, how fast am I going to be sailing with this thing? Oh my god, that's stupidly fast. Right.
Alright, let's see.
Oh my god!
Hang on, can you make me a sail?
Holy heck. I've never got coffee before in my original playthrough of Shipwrecked. This was insane. I can see why people are addicted to this stuff now. Using our coffee-powered speed, Tig brought me to the volcano. Here we used the gunpowder we got from the machine to blast open a couple of obsidian boulders. We would also need a dragoon heart, the things dropped by, these things, to make any form of obsidian gear, so we murked a couple, stole their hearts, and I made myself an obsidian axe and a machete. I'll go over what the obsidian tools do in a little bit. I hope you don't mind me squeezing this in here, but I wanted to just thank all of you so much for your support recently. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers, which is insane! You guys have all been so crazily good to me for the past few days. Don't forget to swing by our Discord, link in the description, to hang out with us and chat. I appreciate all of you for your subscriptions, likes, comments, and even being here. Anyway, enough of that mushy junk, back to the gaming. We grabbed a few more coffee beans from the volcano to make a few more cups when we get home. The bushes themselves don't typically regrow that well outside of dry season and require lots of fertilizer, so we're just going to leave them at the summit of the volcano for now. After seeing strong winds for the first time on this playthrough, I used my blitzing fast speed to explore the world a little bit. Wasn't anything in particular I was looking for right now since it was still early days. I did stop by an island to put my obsidian tools to use. They're significantly stronger than regular tools, like by a lot. The downside is that they can overheat and start lighting stuff on fire, which isn't the best thing for an axe or a machete. However, thanks to Island Adventures, you can now see the heat of the tools so you know when to stop using them or cool them off by soaking them in the ocean for a bit. Their downside is minimal and their upside is massive. You know I had to get some jungle turf down in the base. I'm never going to say no to funny new ground. The floor, not the website. Using my spare obsidian I had, I made an obsidian fire pit. This thing is insane. It has a massive light and heat radius, significantly better fuel economy, especially with Willow, is immune to strong winds but not flooding like the chimney is. Oh, I forgot to mention, you're probably noticing the lack of tidal floods. They're currently disabled in the version of the mod that we're using due to a bug. It's a shame since that really would have put this challenge on its head. Ah well, we'll probably attempt something like this again when they fix it. On day 13, I found Crab Island. It's an island with crabs on it. Around noon of day 14, after spending most of my time resourcing, we got another crocodile attack. Oh yeah, Tig also put a Wilderbore house on the island, so don't worry about him. This wave had a few more numbers than the last one, as in, well, it had more than one, but since they come one at a time, it was easy as heck to dispatch. I set up a sea lab right next to the base before exploring more of this colourful world. I love Shipwrecked. The feeling and the colour of everything really adds together to make a truly unique experience. I'm so glad some amazing people came together to make this. It deserves way more recognition. These days were just me exploring around the map, getting limestone here and there, vines, bamboo, even found the Celestial Orb, somehow. However, on day 17, something happened.
Oh, tiger shark on our land.
Sadly, as previously stated, Tig was not recording. However, they did make an artistic representation of what they saw.
Oh, tiger shark on our land.
Right, okay. I don't know how.
I'm going to have to. I'm gonna have to fight it.
Alright,
It's actually dying really fast right now. Hang on.
Why is it here? Not yet.
Really?
Doesn't like fishing, yeah.
I was fishing in the shoal thing. Oh, it's dead now, so.
God, they are such a good artist. Either way, I'm sorry I couldn't have captured that on film, but at least we got the materials to make, well, whatever we could make out of that stuff. I planted a couple coral nubbins that I gathered whilst exploring around the island. They essentially let you just have coral in a more convenient place. That's always nice. I sailed around our tiny little island to plant these mussel sticks in, well, the mussel beds. These will get you mussels. If I had to say mussels one more time, I'm going to lose it. I used the eye that the tiger shark dropped to make a super spyglass. These are like regular spyglasses, but better. What do regular spyglasses do? Oh, they reveal the map for you in a certain direction. Which is really helpful because with it I was able to find this lush island. Lots of food, berries, grass, and bees will all be useful later down the line. There's even the bee queen on this island. I wonder if we'll give her a go. I started this day by building a tar extractor. With the super spyglass I was able to find this tar stick the other day, and with this pump we'd be able to get access to a steady supply of tar, useful for making shipyards, tar lamps and all other sorts of goodies. I wrapped up the day with some good old fashioned trawl fishing. Before I was able to collect the winnings from my trawl net, we were jump scared by hurricane season. This is the parallel to DST's winter, with instead of it being less cold, it's violently stormy. Wind will come in sideways and the thunder could devastate us unprepared. Oh, crocodiles also came too, as you can see. Nothing worth mentioning for these attacks. I really shouldn't be bringing them up unless they're interesting, should I? I forgot to mention, Tig did find some floaty boaty nights and got us some gears. So now we have a single fridge. Only one, since they only drop one gear apparently, but that's fine. Last night whilst I was chopping down trees, I did get a minor case of serious blood poisoning from a snake. I haven't mentioned this before in any video, but poisoning is a feature added by Shipwrecked. It works exactly how you think it would. Your HP will slowly tick down until you die. It won't ever go away on its own, and it only ever ramps up intensity over time. It also massively drains your sanity, but does in fact slow hunger drain. You can cure it by imbibing a venom gland, but this will do a lot of damage to you. So instead I spent the day getting the materials to make an antidote which cures you with no downside. As you can see, the weather is starting to pick up a little bit. Hail is falling and the wind is extra howly. I did make a snakeskin hat to protect me from the rain. However, the rain was only secondary to the lightning strikes that will soon arrive. I sailed around a little bit more until I crested day 24 by digging up some buried treasure. It had some gold and banana bush saplings in it. I forgot to mention, but Tig did leave for a bit. They might do this from time to time in some videos. They're a busy little sausage and can't always be on for a full session. But don't worry though, I will make sure they're on for the more interesting bits. My sanity did get very low for the first time that night, so I unleashed the power of Bernie. Look at him go. He'll absolutely decimate any shadow creatures, giving you an ample amount of time to farm Nightmare Fuel and get your sanity back up. Tore right through them. Got a couple more chunks of limestone so I could head home and make the sea yard. This thing will automatically repair any boats nearby as long as it's fueled with tar. Never need to use boat kits again. Unless we're in a very devastating fight, of course. So far, this base was looking really good. Food was a decent state with all these fertilized berry bushes, jellyfish, limpets. Honestly, this ain't so bad. We also thought we'd be using the machine way more often, but the balloons ain't the easiest things to find. We need to find the Yarctopus or a booty bag or two soon. Maybe next time we'll spawn in a booty bag. The hurricane was starting to pull up proper. It'll automatically chop plants and can knock over trees. Oh well, instead I made this cool ice machine. It makes ice. That's about it really. Good filler producer for our meals, I suppose. It's not like we need ice right now since it's falling from the sky. Now that Tig was back, it was time to gamble. Oh no!
What are these?
Poisonous mosquitoes.
Oh
yeah, that's not the best outcome. I'd argue and say it's the worst outcome. The rest of our rolls, however, were boring, but thankfully harmless. An outcome where nothing bad happens is a good outcome in my book. The hurricane has finally arrived in full strength. There's a lightning strike every few seconds, so it's a good thing we got a lightning rod down and these funny hats. Tick had a dumbrella, which is like the eyebrella, only dumb. It was made from the parts of the tiger shark that they killed. Oh, but who needs fancy helmets when we can just make a shelter? This little thing is deceptively simple, but it gives you 100% wetness protection when standing underneath it. Basically means you don't have to put a tree in the middle of your base like in regular DST. I started to chuck down a couple walls around the base in preparation for something. What is that something, you ask? Well, if you played Shipwreck before, you probably know. That's all I'm going to say. Something is coming, but not yet. I spent the rest of that day doing some more trawling. I got a shiny golden axe and a compass. That's better than 80% of the other stuff you get from trawl nets, so I'll take it. As I was going around and killing jellyfish for that easy meat, I saw this old guy. These are sea hounds, and they used to be what hound attacks were when you're at sea before they added crocodiles. I miss them. They can rarely drop a shark horn. Wait, did I actually write shark horn in this script? I meant shark fin. They can rarely drop a shark fin, which is extremely useful. Sadly, we didn't get any though. Oh well. Tig came back from a cheeky volcano exploration and grabbed some coffee bushes. They aren't going to grow well right now, since if we fertilise them we'll only get one harvest, but it's good to have them in the base now. When dry season arrives we're going to be really happy we got them. Couple more bushes there, a few more walls here. This base is really starting to become something. A really cozy little island paradise. I adore this. It was something I always wanted to do but never did. Just, you know, settle on your own little island. I've got to do this in DST with Pearl's Island or maybe even the Moon Key at some point. Heck, the game lets you do it, so why not do it? But enough waffle. The reason I made these walls? Well, this is why. Oh god, it's right there. Sucking! It's doing a suck attack, don't get near it. Just sucked up all my dude.
yeah, it just pulled up one of the helmets. I'm just gonna tank through it.
Yeah. I'm against the wind. Come on. He's cool as in those.
Yeah, it's sick as hell.
Boy.
Do not.
No, never. You know me.
I know. I'm not saying you. I'm just gonna leave, so yeah.
Oof, that was a fight and a half. Thanks to the cutlasses Tig got us, the fight went fantastically, since the cutlass does significantly more damage to that thing. These walls help protect us from the big suck attack. What happens when you get sucked up? It will do a lot of damage and throw some of your equipment away. And if it happens to take your armour, it's an instant death. So it was a good thing we avoided that then. And yes, of course we spared the seal. If you thought otherwise, you're a monster. One of the two things that the cutie dropped was the Iron Wind. This is the best quote-unquote sail in the game. Incredibly high acceleration and speed. And when paired with coffee... this is so fast. Yeah. You
So
don't
careful,
understand how fast this is.
Also be careful, it's about to be nighttime.
I'm aware, it's also a full moon. Yeah, breakneck speeds. I used this newfound speed to explore the map at a record pace. And you'll be glad to know, over the course of these few days, I found absolutely nothing. Literally jack and squat. I mean, I found a brain coral, but I didn't have the means to get a jellyfish in time to make the brain of 4. As in, the brain coral literally spoiled the second before I was able to craft it. Now that's epic. Honestly, I wish we had a more reliable way of getting the balloons. This slot-focused run was barely slot-focused at all. I mean, we had the odd cheeky one here and there, but hopefully that spins around on soon since we're approaching the halfway point of this run. Which means I think it's about time for... Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and everything else in between and out to Monsoon season. It's a first for this channel, so let's see how we handle it. As the name suggests, we can expect, well, monsoons. I'd hope so, at least. Well, I mean, I don't hope for a monsoon, but that sounds terrible, so shut up. On my way to collect some more tar from a slick, these floaty boaty knights were waiting for me. They appear at the scene of any ocean-based crime a few days later and are kinda tricky to kill in large groups like this. But nothing too complicated with the help of old Tig. Destroying them got me a few more gears, which means I can make another fridge, but also I can use these extra gears to repair the Iron Wind. Over the next few days I just spent time exploring the map. I decided my new short-term goal was to find the Arctopus, or even a booty bag. Mainly so we can get a steady supply of doubloons to actually enjoy the main gimmick of this run. But sadly, alas, nothing. Other than getting sopping wet from this monsoon and my sanity taking a big hit, nothing. Tig decided to fertilise the coffee bushes for one harvest. I mean, 1 cup of coffee is better than no cups of coffee, but they didn't grow right away, so I was stuck exploring on an empty stomach. Bladder? Either way, no coffee. The Iron Wind is still fast enough to carry me around the map at great speed, so it's all good. Well, yeah, it could be faster though. I honestly wish I could say more interesting things were happening, but other than sailing around with the power of the Iron Wind, occasionally digging up buried treasure, we weren't finding jack squat. I was really hoping we'd find something. At least these banana bushes and doubloons would come in handy. Ignore my boat durability at this point. I was a bit too reliant on the sea yard, so I never spent any time making boat repair kits. Nothing a skillful maneuver onto a bamboo raft couldn't solve. By the way, if a boat sinks, you die in this game. It's not like in vanilla DSC where you just reappear at the coast losing some of your items. It's death. The next few days were just nothing but base chores. The monsoon was heavy, but nothing my snakeskin hat, Tig's umbrella, or ultimately the shelter wouldn't beat. We did, however, do a couple more cheeky rolls on the machine. Other than this cool summer set I got, I should have put the ice cube in the icebox, shouldn't I? Whoops. We got nothing. I set up some sandbags around the cooking station since I noticed some flooding creeping on by our berry bushes. Hopefully this keeps it at bay. This is another feature of monsoon season. After the heavy rain, some pools will start appearing on land. This can do devastating stuff to your base and spawn some horrible little creatures. I did repair my 1 HP boat with a boat repair kit. Honestly, really gotta just make a new boat at this point, like an armoured boat or something. But you need to learn something about me. I hate getting wooden shipwrecked. There's always something to bother you, be it snakes, coconuts, or venomous snakes. Either way, I caffeined up and hopped on my motorboat to explore the map at a disgustingly fast speed. Blasting past things like a million jellyfish, the dead of night, absolutely nothing except a vast blue expanse, battling storm and wave until I finally came across nothing. I did that bit again. Seriously, this was a nightmare to deal with, pun intended. I don't think there's any actual way to find the stupid octopus reliably, which is a shame, because if we did find him, we'd be rolling in doubloons, and rolling in spins. Gosh, I think I got a problem. Speaking of my problems, look, more spins. Ah, great. Just what we needed. More evil flowers, and spiders. Yum. Faffing about in the base for the next few days, we decided our next goal was to fight the Quacken, the only other shipwrecked boss we haven't fought yet. I remember this guy being an absolute cakewalk back in solo, so we decided to fight them to get their booty bags. We spent the next few days collecting materials we needed for the fight, boat repair kits, weapons, and the method of summoning them, trawl nets. With all this in our hands, we set out to make sashimi of this oversized octopod. Yeah, that's them. No, that scared the out of me.
So I just...
Where's the head? Oh my god! Where's the head? I don't even see it.
I don't know.
The tentacles are really weak. Probably should focus on getting them. I see a health bar, but I don't see it. I don't even know where his head is.
My vessel is wounded? How is it so damaged already?
Because these waves do a lot of damage. I got bombed.
Here it is. Found it.
Is it like right in the middle?
Yes.
I can't get in there, dude. You crazy? Oh, he's fucking his Frosty going in.
I'm about to drown, actually. I need to
He's
go
submerged. Where's my sail? I don't even have my sail on my boat right now.
out. Stop desinking. Now's not the time.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that could have gone better, but it definitely could have gone worse. So we're lucky we made it out alive. We needed to prepare way more for that. I wasn't expecting them to have quadrupled the amount of health they had in solo. Well, to be honest, I'm glad they did that, because the boss was too easy back in original with only 1000 HP. So now it's a challenge we're gonna have to overcome. Oh yeah, and the sandbags I put in my base simply delayed the inevitable. As you can see, the water has started to leak into our base and is now short-circuiting stuff. I tried placing more sandbags to keep the water away from spreading any faster, but no luck. It's reached our crock pot by now. Oh, did I also forget to mention these floodplains will also spawn poisonous mosquitoes. You know, the most annoying hit-and-run enemy in the entire game, except it can now poison you. Sick. Apparently me throwing these sandbags around like a madman actually worked. The crockpot and alchemy engine are back in working order again. It doesn't look like they should be working, but shut up, it is. The part crocodile, part dogs turned up again. This time we got a blue one. Instead of it freezing us upon death like blue hounds, it created a single puddle. This one single puddle, would be the catalyst that changes this entire run. How? Well, let's see. The puddle is now massive. It has expanded. Most of our base was now waterlogged and no longer functional, including one of the fridges, the obsidian fire pit, and the shelter. That shelter being waterlogged is a massive issue, since now the only way to dry is not on this island. Oh yeah, and this is going to spawn mosquitoes literally inside our base now. The constant moisture always drove me to the limits of sanity too. Thank God we got Bernie at least, huh? I tried helplessly making more sandbags to cut off the water, but no luck. It was too much. Oh well, monsoon season is almost over, so all of this water will dry up eventually, right? I was going insane practically instantly. Thankfully, even though the fridges are broken and not working, we do have enough food to keep us fed. Even some extra bananas to make these banana shakes to fix my sanity from being sopping wet. I did get enough wood to make an armoured boat though. Now we might actually stand a chance against that Quacken again. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Yes, since this is technically still Don't Starve Together, not solo Don't Starve, grass geckos appeared from the tufts we have planted. Yeah, sure, let's just make this base even more cramped and horrible. And of course, the mosquitoes will attack and kill the grass geckos, why wouldn't they? Since there was no good waiting around in our base, I sailed my sorry ass over to the mangrove to get some wooden twigs. I wanted the wood to make more boat repair kits in preparation for our rematch with old Squidward. Our base was now a more dangerous place than anywhere else in the world, honestly. We were constantly getting poisoned, sanity drained, and speed reduced from the flooding. What a nightmare. I really hope this goes away soon. Yeah, I really could go with a dry season right now. These puddles are a nightmare. But yeah, welcome to dry season. It's gonna get really hot. Much like summer in the forest, but instead of stuff smouldering, we gotta worry about something else. Less smoulder and more, well, exploding into smithereens. Other than the orange overlay, this dry season wasn't all that drier. The puddles will start to dry up soon though. Maybe, hopefully, please. Since the fridges were still busted and this heat was making food spoil faster, I started to get a bit low on hunger, so I sailed out to scavenge whatever I could. My short-term goal of the octopus was dead in the water since we got better things to worry about right now. I'm sorry that this slot focused run has barely any rolls in it, but I promise you, the next time we do this run, and we will do this run, we'll have a much higher focus on that machine. We might spawn in a booty bag, or maybe even make a mod that lets us get the balloons slowly over time or something. Even though the Yarktopus is off the table, we still got another cephalopod on our radar. We're going to rematch the Quacken. But to do that, we'll need some more boat repair kits. As you saw last time, that thing shredded my hull into pieces, so preparation is the name of this game. I went to a volcanic turf biome, not the volcano biome, that's a death wish this time of year, to get some more rocks, flint, and niter, so I could manage a few endothermic fire pits in case things get too hot when I'm out and about. Because yeah, as you can see by me hauling around a thermal stone, it do be getting quite hot around here. Couple of days into dry season and the base is still wet. Like, could you blame me thinking the base would be a little bit drier in the aforementioned dry season? You can see the original puddle from the berry bushes has gone already, but the one created by that crocodile is only getting bigger. I'm starting to think this might be a bug or something, or maybe I'm just not understanding this mechanic properly, because spoiler alert, this puddle never goes away for the rest of the run. But worrying about a big puddle is the least of what we should be worrying about right now. Our characters were remarking about the ground shaking, so we gotta get somewhere far away from anything important because yep, that volcano that we live right next to was about to erupt. Uh-oh.
Is Ragnarok?
Oh my god, it isn't.
Okay, right, it's all going... Right, get on this island or no?
There seems to be a landing on the island anyway.
Oh, we gotta go on that island now.
Why?
We're going on that island, because Dragon...
Your boat just got smashed.
Are you kidding me? Right, well, I'm stuck here.
Oh, Tig, bless your heart. New objective, get Tig off this island. That was our first volcanic eruption. Giant dragoon eggs will fall from the sky and devastate anything around them. It's best we're nowhere near our base when those things happen again, because they will happen again. Being the heroic and dashing individual I am, I got Tig their seashells and wood they needed to remake their boat and sail back home to get our kit back together. Yeah, our base is still flooded, like I said, it never goes away. I mean, I guess I could have used sandbags to dry it all up, but bamboo is going to be impossible to get since things are withering now. And I'm lazy. Oh yeah, since it's the dry season now, these coffee bushes will be lasting a lot longer than one harvest, which is good. Tig, being a lot smarter than I am, had that genius idea to bring that feather fan we got from the slots a few days ago. Such a great item to have, especially since our endothermic fire pit won't work due to flooding. I got me some more boat repair kits, but Tig needed a couple more, so a quick trip over to a nearby bee island to get some more stingers for the kits. I did get the third warning of an imminent eruption, and a few seconds later, erupt it did. One of the eggs didn't smash on impact, so I broke it to get just nothing really, other than a couple rocks. Neat. These volcanic eruptions were slightly scary, but a bit of dodging and careful movement, you can handle them just fine. Just don't be near your base, of course. Squeezing in that last bit of prep for the Quacken fight, we came across a steamer trunk with a free umbrella in it. That would have been extremely useful about, I don't know, 2 seasons ago, but at least it'll keep me in the shade. After finding that, we went onto land to get some bamboo for trawl nets to summon the Quacken. I put a trawl net on my boat and started just sailing around throughout the night, not expecting it to arrive instantly, but it did, and therefore the fight began again.
There it is. Okay, where's his face?
I'm so glad it's nighttime.
It's also nighttime.
Could not have chosen a worse time to do this, could we? Okay. Oh yeah. Where am I? Yeah, my ghost boat is really desync. That's awesome.
It has to be in the middle somewhere. I have a health bar. Oh, I see it. I see it. Up here, right up here. Ragnarok upon you. I'm attempting to get close, but
you're
having a very hard time.
I already got it to the next phase.
Awesome.
I just got hit by a thing. No!
Do I back out or no?
The volcano's ended now, so... I think you got this. There's more boat repair kits on my corpse. I'll try and like get them into a better spot for you. Yeah, there they are. Keep an eye on you. You're getting battered by a tentacle being there. You see it right there? Okay, you don't need it. You're just going for it. Okay, that's a good spot. You're in there. Good job. Now, maybe we could have fought that at a better time, but it's dead. I mean, so am I, but sure, who cares, it's dead. We win. All shipwrecked bosses defeated. Tig had to duel a couple of crocodiles and such, but now all we gotta do is get resurrected by my best pal Tig, sail over to my stuff, and get our loot and my stuff back, including the ever so coveted booty bag. Now we can earn doubloons every day for more slot action. I'm sure we'll get plenty of use from this now, considering how many days we have left. We came back home to celebrate and check what we could make with our new loot. Until...
All of the food's gone. There's stale rabbit.
Nay!
No! You're me. There was no war, and I'm dead.
It's near the end of the season. That's why it increases the intensity. As you can probably tell if you played Shipwrecked before, volcanic tremors were not in this mod. Combined with how volcanic eruptions increase in intensity as the season grows later, missing one announcement can mean the end of your run. The only thing standing in our crater of a base was the devil himself, and this wilderboard that crashed on our island. We were just shy of finishing an entire year. That was our first proper, almost full Shipwrecked run. Despite some iffy moments with the mod, it was still an amazing adventure. You guys really gotta check this mod out for yourself if you're ever bored of just a regular Don't Starve. The hostile environment actually makes survival feel like a challenge again, just like old times. The whole slot focus could have been better, I'm not gonna lie. I assumed we'd find the Yarktopus earlier, our booty bag would be rolling in spins and chaos, but alas, no dice. Maybe on a future run of this we'll do some console stuff to facilitate that, but I'm happy with how it went. Shipwrecked is always fun. Having a tiny compact island base was still really cool, slots or no slots. Hey, thanks for watching if you made it this far. I really appreciate you sticking around for the whole video. Before you go, I want to give a massive shout out to our YouTube partners. Jordan, Spider-Girl Joey, Toby, Lucinia, Nectarine, Autumn and Princess. Princess? Let me know how you pronounce your name. Thanks to all of you for your support. If you want to get your name and a little picture on the screen, then feel free to join via the channel membership page. You'll also get a special Discord role as well as a mention on the homepage and videos. However, it is never needed but always appreciated. Thank you for any kind of support, even as simple as watching this far. Stay loved and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.